Business planning in a recession or a really weak economy sucks. That much is obvious. What maybe isn't so obvious is that there are things you can do to make the business planning process work more smoothly and to minimize business planning errors. Here are 4 ideas. In a frothy economy, entrepreneurs can get maybe overconfident or overly optimistic about a particular business, and that's probably okay in many situations. Confidence, optimism, enthusiasm can infect in a good way the feelings of your customers, your employees, key vendors, outside investors. In a recession, however, you need to be more cautious about your confidence and your optimism, and for a couple of connected reasons. First, your customers or clients do have less money to spend. That's almost the definition of a recession. And so they will spend less on non-essential purchases and they'll spend less on new purchases. A closely related point is that because your customers and clients have less money, they're probably going to take more time to make certain kinds of purchase decisions, especially purchase decisions related to a new company. In a recession, businesses need to focus their business planning on doing the things necessary to maximize their cash operating profits. That suggestion sounds a little obvious, but the reality is that much business planning done by entrepreneurs focuses on a liquidity event. The entrepreneur thinks about doing the things he or she needs to do to get to an initial public offering, or the entrepreneur thinks about maximizing or optimizing some feature of the business like top-line revenue or customer count that large businesses are using to value the small businesses they buy. That doesn't make sense in a recessionary environment. In a recessionary environment, when major corporations are needing government assistance to get through the next month or the next quarter, you need to instead focus on your cash operating profits. Maximizing those will give your business the longevity it needs to get to a healthy economy. Commonly in business plans, people use geometric growth rates. For example, they assume that revenues will increase by 5%. They may assume that inflation will allow annual 3% price adjustments, or they might assume that customer counts will magically grow by 10%. Geometric growth rates often work or don't create problems when the economy is good, but in a recessionary environment they cause problems because the exponential growth that comes from geometric growth rates means the whole plan quickly grows to an absurd point. A really recent and obvious example of that is the subprime mortgage crisis. In a sense, that crisis grew from lenders, investors, and regulators assuming geometric growth in home prices. The option or the alternative to a geometric growth rate is an arithmetic growth rate where you assume that a business will grow by some stated value. For example, you might assume the business will grow by $500,000 every time you add a store. Arithmetic growth rates deliver 2 benefits as compared to geometric growth rates. First, the arithmetic growth rate means you aren't using a geometric growth rate, which in itself is good. And the other benefit of using an arithmetic growth rate is it makes the entrepreneur explain why the business will grow in concrete terms. In a recession, particularly a recession that's as bad as the current one seems to be, your business plans need to include some serious scenario planning. Scenario planning means you consider really unlikely, nearly unimaginable events in your business plan, like deflation, or maybe the collapse of an entire industry, or maybe almost unthinkable changes in the prices of commodities. Scenario planning delivers a couple of big benefits to your business plans. First of all, by scenario planning, you may be able to completely avoid certain types of business risks, and that's obviously a huge benefit. The other benefit of scenario planning is that even if you can't avoid certain kinds of business risks, by thinking up front about what those risks might look like and what, if anything, you can do about them, you're probably going to be more successful in dealing with those risks should they actually occur.